night. We are now joined by the pole sitter for tomorrow's And Better Health 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway and driver of the number 12 Team Penske Ford Mustang, Ryan Blaney. Ryan, first career pole here in Atlanta. With that said, how good does that make you feel about finishing one spot better from last spring's race here?
Yeah, I mean, just from today, it's a big testament, I think, to our whole group, Team Penske and the Wood Brothers, being top four. So it's a great job by them. Hey, I mean, my job's pretty easy today, so just make sure I don't hit the chip or undershift, and the rest of it, is just raw speed of what the team's build in them. So that's really all those folks, not only at the track, but back at our race shop. And it shows you how similar all of our cars are being right there together. So hopefully it translates to the race tomorrow, and handling and things like that. But we'll find out. But yeah, pretty cool day. So happy for them.
Cool deal. Well, we'll begin opening it up to questions. We'll begin with Jordan over here on the right.
Jordan Bianchi with The Athletic. One of the things Penske is so good at on super speedways is teamwork and working together. Last week, for example, right, with you and Austin, you got all four basically Penske cars on the first two rows. Have you already thought about like how much easier it's going to be now for you guys to link up and start to control this race from the beginning?
Yeah, the start. Hopefully it stays that way, right? I mean, things are going to change through the race, but hopefully that's kind of nice that at least the start of the race. Hopefully the first stage you can control, but it's not going to be that way the whole race, right? It's just you're going to get shuffled at some point. I'm sure pit strategy is going to come into play, so it's just like how do you react to that, So, but it is nice to all start together. Hopefully we can control the first part of it, and then go from there and try to find each other when we can. So we do a good job of that. We have lots and lots of talks between us four and the teams of how do we do this, to the very best that we can, and fast cars and teamwork like that is a reason why you see all of us leading a bunch of laps, and contending for these wins. So, but yeah, it's nice to be around each other at first, but I'd like it to be that way at the end. So we'll see.
All right, we'll go to Bob, and then we'll go to Holly.
Bob Harkers, Fox Sports. Could you tell any difference with the car because of how cold it is outside, and change for tomorrow? Probably a little warmer tomorrow. Will that make much of a difference?
No, I thought my car drove fantastic. I thought my car drove better than last year in qualifying here. So, what does that tell me? I don't know. But no, I felt fine. Maybe with the little bit warmer temps tomorrow, it might change. I hope it does. Like I hope it. It's only going to get to the 50s or so. But I wish it was warmer, because then I think you'll really see guys start to struggle and handling will come into play. But I think with the track aging year after year, it just gets a little bit better. The third lane is like super accessible now, so I think you're going to see that come into play. So yeah, hopefully we're slipping and sliding around. That's what makes for pretty good racing here. So we'll find out. I can't tell you much from 2 laps by myself today, so we'll see.
Go ahead, Holly.
Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. And I want you to feel free to tell us honestly here, but how hard is it when it could easily be the three of you going for the win at the end? What is it like to have to race your teammates for that? And I mean, do you really talk about that a whole lot leading into it? How do you decide who can do what, or do you really have to just be for yourself there at the very end?
Yeah, I mean, this sport's tough in that aspect of it, of, you want to win for yourself, but you also have teammates you're racing that you want the company to win too, but everyone's selfish and they want to win for themselves, right? That's just human nature. But yeah, we talk a lot like, hey, if we're in these spots at the end of these races, kind of what are the rules of engagement? And Rogers never said anything about, you're not allowed to pass this guy, your teammate, right? He lets us race, which is great. It's just essentially the rule is don't wreck each other. You're free to race, just don't take each other out running 1-2. But that does get tough. But the good thing is if we can get 3 of us to the end of one of these races battling for the win, then the company has a really good shot of getting a victory. Team Penske has a good shot of winning. But it is tough. You just have to be careful. Like I said, the biggest thing is race hard, but just don't wreck each other. And that's really the only rule that we have.
All right, we got one other question over here on the right.
So you talked Max Corcoran, Raceface Digital. So you talked a little bit about like having your teammates up there and Josh, who's technically a teammate, up there at the start of the race. But is it reassuring to you that 10 of the top 11 are Fords, so even if you or your teammates get separated from each other, you still have that factory support up at the front?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Fords work pretty well together. All of us are obviously pretty fast, and so yeah, I mean, I trust my teammates the most, like Josh and Austin and Joey the most. That's just because we're all affiliated with each other. But I also trust I trust the Blue Oval over a Chevy or Toyota just because that's the way the racing is. So yeah, that is reassuring when you have more around you. You never know if someone's going to hang you out to dry or not. I mean, but that's just racing, and they can do what they want to do. But it is a little bit more reassuring when you have more friendlies around you, I guess I could say. But you never know how it's going to work out, so we'll see. Yeah.
All right, any other questions for Ryan today? All right, well, congrats on the
Thanks.
pole. Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.